Okay, so I've gotten several requests to do a walk around video of my trike. So get started here up front. So you can see the battery right up in the nose along with the horns. Inside we have a Tilton 2-pedal cluster along with a just kind of dune buggy gas pedal with the throttle cable attached to it. The clutch is mechanical, not hydraulic. You can see the steering rack. That's out of an old Porsche 911 Turbo. Coming over to the suspension, it's a pull rod suspension using a Hayabusa coilover. Has an extended tie rod from the 911 rack with custom upper and lower A-arms going to a stock Miata spindle and brake setup. So, walking around. Utilized Goldwing, I forget what year, but an older Goldwing that had dual radiators. I repurposed them along with electric fans, one on each side of the body, so they fit within the side pods, get pretty good airflow. Up top we have some of the electronics in terms of the power commander for being able to tune the ECU for the extra load and the air-fuel ratio. Have the electronics for the fuel sender. This is also part of the power commander for being able to read an oxygen sensor to be able to auto learn, and then the speedo healer for changing the rear wheel size. Coolant goes to 2 manifolds in the back with kind of a standpipe setup with the radiator cap that comes up to a reservoir up top. Engine is a Honda CBR 954 RR. Custom 4 into 2 into 1 manifold. Not the prettiest, but it works. Going back to Two Brothers muffler, straight through muffler. Back setup. So the brakes and a lot of the swing arm components are from the original donor bike, which was a 1984 Kawasaki GPZ 1100. So that's the brake setup from that. Also utilizing a Hayabusa coilover with a dog bone for the swing arm. The swing arm is custom made. There's a what I call jack tube or jack shaft on the back that's in the same axis as the swing arm. That has the primary chain and the secondary chain going to the back wheel. In between the two, it's kind of hard to see, but there's a cush drive setup that was custom made in there. A lot of grease from the chain. Stock airbox, which isn't the prettiest thing in the world, but I've kept it so far. That's on the list of things to improve. I 3D printed the inlets for the airbox just so that it's not wide open. You can see the chain setup with the tensioner. Had a lot of problems initially keeping chain tension on that primary chain. So now that's a spring-loaded sprocket that holds tension. You can see the shifter mechanism, the push-pull cable comes down to the shifter there. The harness, not the cleanest, but I tried to modify it as little as possible, so routed it how it worked best. Fuel fill. See in the back, behind the seat back, is the gas tank, stainless steel tank, custom made. It's hard to see in front of it, But in front, at the very point of the wedge, is the fuel pump and a fuel filter over on the other side. Again, the other gold wing radiator. You can see the linkages for the clutch, changing direction, doing a 90-degree turn over here, and then the cable, the stock cable, goes over to the clutch actuator. Stock relays, the engine ECU, and again, front seat, it's a custom foam seat. It's taped over with gaffer tape, and then I made a little cover for that. 6-point harness. Steering wheel, quick release steering wheel. And then the paddle shifter, which is 2 Heim joints on a collar that's clamped to the guide for the steering shaft. And then you have the linkage here that goes to the push-pull cable, which is this blue cable looping around. The stock controls from the motorcycle, from the GPZ motorcycle. Actually, no, these are from the Honda 954 now, and the 954 Dash. The gas gauge is actually a boat gas gauge. It works on 5 volts as opposed to 12 volts. Had a lot better luck with that, and the capacitive fuel level sender. Brake bias. Okay, so that is the gist of it. I had all the panels off because I need to do some work on it, so I figured I would get this video while it was here. Any other questions or any other things people want to see, just shoot me a message.